we also said at that time they could come forward with their own ideas about what they wanted to do, so that this was a genuine open process. So for us, the evaluation now is also about thinking through, okay, where did we leave off? Where do we need to go next? If we start the talks, we want to sustain them. Therefore, we need to set in train the process whereby we can be clear what it is we need to achieve and what we're expecting from the Iranians. And that's what we're in the process of doing right now.
Is the TRR still on the table?
Well, when we were talking in Istanbul, there were two sets of issues. One, the confidence-building measures I've described. The other was support for the TRR and for, of course, the civil nuclear program. And that's been, as they've acknowledged, the Iranians recently, that's always been part of what we were offering, was to support them on civil nuclear power.
Last question, Diane Rodham.
Yeah, Robert Moore with British Network ITN. Good morning. A question to you both, if I may. I wonder what your message is today to the embattled residents of Homs and other Syrian cities. Would it not be more honest and therefore more honourable to say you're on your own, the UN Security Council is paralysed, there are no good Western diplomatic options, don't expect our help?
I'm not sure that would be an honest response. I think the honest response is to say this. We are absolutely clear that President Assad should stand aside. You cannot kill your own people. You cannot be a leader and call this leadership. Secondly, that we want to try and work as close as we can with everyone who's willing to engage in support of the humanitarian needs of people. And we've supported the Arab League in its quest to try and put people on the ground, to try and monitor the situation. And as you know, there are discussions going on between the UN and the Arab League about how to take that forward in the future. The honest response is we need to do everything that we possibly can to help.
I think that's absolutely right. We have marshaled the great weight of international opinion against the Assad regime. The vote yesterday in the General Assembly was overwhelming. So I do want the people of Syria to understand and believe that there are tens of millions of people around the world who are seized with the terrible situation they find themselves in. And we have not been deterred by the vetoes in the Security Council. We are moving forward with the Friends of Syria. They are not being abandoned. We are doing all we can to determine ways forward to strengthen the opposition, to help them convey to the entire Syrian population that they are seeking an inclusive, peaceful, democratic transition, and that those who are fearful of the future, which is understandable, whether they be Alawite, Sunni, Christian, Druze, Kurd, or any other Syrian, have to come together to establish a credible opposition that can then serve as their voice in dealing with the regime and dealing with the outside. So I think we have to be humble. I mean, this takes a large dose of humility to say we don't have all the answers, and we cannot even imagine the terrible experiences that people are going through with their children and their grandparents under such assault. But we're doing whatever we can to try to help pave the way toward a better future for Syria. Thank you all very much. Have a good weekend.